Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, text number 8 and 9. Na kaschin mriyate davat,
Na kaschin mriyate
na kaschin mriyate tavat,
na kaschin mriyate tavat
yavad asta ihantakah,
evat asanihan takah
yavad asta ihantakah,
yavat asta ivan takah
etad artham hi bhagavan,
etam arthhi bhagavan
etad artham hi bhagavan,
eta artham hi bhagavan
आहूतः परमर्षिभिः
ahutam paramashabhi
आहूतः परमर्षिभिः
ahuta paramashabhi
अहो नरलोके प्रियेत
अहो लोके प्रियता
अहो नरलोके प्रियेत
अहो लोके प्रियता
हरिलीलामृतं वचः
हरिलीलामृतं वचः
हरिलीलामृतं वचः
हरिलीलामृतं वचः
न not
not
कश्चित्
कश्चित्
anyone
anyone
म्रियते
diyate
will die
will die
तावत्
tavat
so long
so long
यावत्
yavat
as long as aste
aste
is present
is present
यह
in
herein
hearing
antakah
antakah
one who causes the end of life
one who causes the end of life
etat
etat
this
this
artham
artham
reason
reason
he
he
certainly
certainly
Bhagavan
Bhagavan
the representative of the Lord
the representative of the Lord
ahutah
ahutah
invited
invited
param rishibhihi
param rishini
by the great sages
by the great sages
aho
aho
alas
alas
loke
loke
in human society
in human society
piyeta
yata
let them drink
let them drink
hari leela
Harila
transcendental pastimes of the Lord
transcendental pastimes of the Lord
amritam
amritam
nectar for eternal life
nectar for eternal life
vachah
vachah
narration
narration
translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
As long as Yamaraj, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. The great sages have invited the controller of death, Yamaraj, who is the representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar in the form of this narration of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Please repeat. As long as Yamaraj, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. The great sages have invited the controller of death, Yamaraj, who is the representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar
by hearing the deathless nectar
in the form of this narration
in the form of this narration
of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord.
of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord.
Purport. Every human being dislikes meeting with death, but he does not know how to get rid of death. The surest remedy for avoiding death is to accustom oneself to hearing the nectarian pastimes of the Lord as they are systematically narrated in the text of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is advised herein, therefore, that any human being who desires freedom from death should take to this course of life as recommended by the rishis headed by Shaunaka. Take the next one, ninth one. Mandasya manda pragyasya
Mandamandasya pragyasya
mandasya manda pragyasya
mandasya manda pragyasya
vayo manda yushascha vai
vayo mandash yushashvave
vayo manda yushascha vai
vayo manda yushashvave
nidraya hrite naktam
nidraya hite nakram
nidraya hriyate naktam
nidraya hiriyate nakram
divacha vyartha karmabhihi
divacha avyartha karmabhi
divacha vyartha karmabhihi.
divacha vartha karmabhi.
Lazy human beings with paltry intelligence and a short duration of life pass the night sleeping and the day performing activities that are for naught. Purport. The less intelligent do not know the real value of the human form of life. The human form is a special gift of material nature in the course of her enforcing stringent laws of miseries upon the living being. It is a chance to achieve the highest boon of life, namely to get out of the entanglement of repeated birth and death. The intelligent take care of this important gift by strenuously endeavoring to get out of the entanglement. But the less intelligent are lazy and unable to evaluate the gift of the human body to achieve liberation from the material bondage. They become more interested in so-called economic development and work very hard throughout life simply for the sense enjoyment of the temporary body. Sense enjoyment is also allowed to the lower animals by the laws of nature. Thus, a human being is also destined to a certain amount of sense enjoyment according to his past or present life. But one should definitely try to understand that sense enjoyment is not the ultimate goal of human life. Herein it is said that during the daytime one works for nothing because the aim is nothing but sense enjoyment. We can particularly observe how the human being is engaged for nothing in the great cities and industrial towns. There are so many things manufactured by human energy, but they are all meant for sense enjoyment and not for getting out of the material bondage. And after working hard during the daytime, a tired man either sleeps or engages in sex habits at night. That is the program of materialistic civilized life for the less intelligent. Therefore, they are designated herein as lazy, unfortunate, and short-lived. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. यावत् न कश्चिन्म्रियते तावद् यावद् आस्त इहान्तकः एतद् अर्थं हि भगवान् आहूतः परमर्षिभिः अहो नृलोके पीयेत हरिलीलामृतं वचः. As long as Yamraj, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. The great sages have invited the controller of death, Yamraj, who is the representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar in the form of his narration of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. So Shaunaka Rishi actually is asking the question. But you see, as he's asking the question, he's also elaborating on the question. The question is, this time the question is long one. And he's also telling, he's foretelling things because he knows. Shaunaka Rishi is not some neophyte, not some recruit, He's heading all the rishis there, sitting there. So his narration, his questions are also transcendental because they are related to Krishna. This is the underline. Big underline is, if it is related to Krishna, then everything is perfect. Whatever we say. Like one time somebody asked Prabhupada, how do you say whatever you are speaking is perfect? How do we believe that? Prabhupada, being a pure devotee of the Lord, he said, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. But what I'm speaking is simply repeating what the perfect person is speaking. Krishna is perfect. So since Krishna is speaking something and I'm repeating that, he says, so whatever I'm saying is also perfect. In other words, if you repeat just what the Acharyas say, what the Guru Parampara says, then you are safe. If you manufacture something of your own, then there is a problem. So here we see Yamraj. If Yamraj is somewhere, the sages are so smart. They invited Yamraj to for these classes of Sutta Goswami for hearing this Bhagavatam. And since Yamraj is here, there is nobody dying at that time, At least among those present there, they are all assured. Yes, because of the special mercy. And we saw that Yamaraj is also dancing in the kirtan. He is ready. He says he's also hearing this. He's not simply come here and saying, "Okay, give me a seat, big seat." He's actually taking a very humble position and sitting with the sages. But Shaunaka Rishi is just saying that like the lawyer is with us, so who will fight the case? Like that. So he says he's there, so no problem. Let us. Then, since he's asking a question for everybody, he's talking about the present age. Incidentally, this one is also going to be repeated in the 11th canto, where in detail the symptoms of Kali Yuga are there. Here just one or two are mentioned here. Mandasya manda pragyasya vayo mandas manda yushaschayaye nidraya hirite naktam divacha vyartha karma bihi. Lazy human beings with paltry intelligence and a short duration of life pass the night sleeping and the day performing activities that are for naught. Vyartha. Shrama hi kevala vyartha. Diva is daytime, Naktam is night, Nidra is sleeping. So how he passes the life? Just by, working in the day, sleeping in the night. That doesn't mean that the devotees don't sleep in the night or something like that. No. Devotees, everything is declared, certified by Krishna as transcendental. Devotees have nothing to do with this material thing. They deal with the material matter for the purpose of serving Krishna. As long as that is there, when I'm saying devotee and all this, we cannot include everybody there. We have to be very careful about finding out. We can't even find out, we can't even judge who is a devotee, because this is with direct relationship between Krishna and the devotee. Sometimes externally we see somebody not, looking very bright, he's not asking questions, simply sitting in the class. But then, as I said, he has a special relationship with Krishna. Everybody has special relationship. So we find him suddenly talking, pure knowledge. Like Jada Bharata. He has purposely asked for that type of life, of course. He's an elevated devotee. So Jada Bharata was just simply sleeping under the tree like a python, it said, and all his hairs are matted with dust. He doesn't take bath. He smells. Everything is there, about him. But when the king Raghu, he asked, because there was one man shot for carrying his palanquin, and they engaged Jada Bharata, and he was going here and there, and then the king said, "Who is this nonsense guy? Get him off." And he started chastising him. And then Jada Bharata opened his mouth, and he gave a big class to Rahuguna. He gave a class to him on Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So, appearances can be deceptive. You should not judge anybody just by appearance. So let us discuss a little about this lazy thing, because Kali Yoga makes us lazy, no doubt about it. And then, since we want to become more lazy, we are inventing more and more things. All the latest developments, latest so-called scientific innovations and inventions and whatnot, research, is just to make us more lazy. Just to give an example, good old days, if I had to go somewhere, I had to ask people, then they, had to keep on inquiring from people, and then you can reach some place, right? Then they came out with maps. Then they have these street maps. 1998, when I came to US for the first time, and then I was required to go to some places, and there was no GPS or something. So buy the big map, like some 500 pages. Then go to that particular city, and then that particular section, and then you follow the trail, and then say. But yes, we could reach. Maybe sometime, you have to ask somebody on the way. So that required some efforts. And then now, GPS has come here, and I'm told in India also. So now, in GPS also, it made us a little more lazy. Okay, because now you don't have to, you become not only lazy, you become slave also. Whatever the lady, the GPS lady is saying, you do that, She said, turn left, turn right, like that, You become lazy and slave. Now the latest versions, you don't have to press and on right and all that. Just say Walmart, and then she takes you to Walmart. Wherever you want to go, you just tell the smartphones. They are called smartphones. Funnily, the smartphones make you more lazy. They don't make you smart, because it's made by smart people who could sell us something so that we become more lazy. So automation, all these things. Long back when we were in college, I used to watch a lot of movies, those days. And especially the comedy movies. So there was one movie where, and this is old one, so they had to do a lot of work on that. This person does nothing. In the morning he gets up, and his bed folds on its own. He just has to press one button, bed folds. Then his egg comes from something, someplace. He presses the button, egg comes. It starts rolling, just falls on the one place, where it got broken, and then it goes. The yellow of that goes on the tawa or whatever frying pan. So full thing. So much so that for wearing a pant, he just stands on the pant, and some two strings pull it up. Just only zip and go. So there's no limit. There's no limit to laziness. We can become as lazy as we want. And sometimes the whole program, phone number, we don't have to remember anymore, But that's a problem. Sometimes somebody asks you your own phone number, you don't know. So many times I've seen people, what's your number? And they say, oh, 1 minute, then if they have the phone, their own phone, and in their own phone, others' numbers are there, your own number is not there. So these are the downsides of that. And then there are n number of things about this lazy thing. And we can see that happening. Yeah. And then Shaunaka Rishi says, they are mandasya. Mandasya means lazy, and manda pragyasya. Pragyasya means intelligence. So intelligence is also manda, very slow. But now people won't agree. People will say, oh, no, my IQ is so much. My this quotient, that quotient, like that they will say. Here they will say, so and so got, what is that, 3.8, 4, something. So that person is supposed to be very, very intelligent. But here, when we are studying transcendental Bhagavatam, so what we are talking about is spiritual intelligence. It's not laziness is, of course, spiritual laziness, super. Not one person is ready to. I've been trying to get them here for Mangalarti, Not one person is ready, because if their office calls them 7 o'clock, you should be entering the office at 7. They get up 5, this, that. But if you have to come to Mangalarti for 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, then it is impossible. It doesn't happen. So these are the practical things we see in our life, that people are simply following them, thinking that they will get some wonderful experience, and then their life will improve. As somebody says, oh, one of my friends, he came here and his children are here. So he was telling, oh, sir, whatever you say, the standard of life is fantastic here, much better. And I know, what he's talking about. What kind of fantastic thing is there that, okay, you got all these gadgets. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Manisha. We are getting dependent on that. We have so many things. As I said, we are the slaves. Now imagine this person having a GPS. If the GPS stops working and he's in the middle of something, and now after about 2 minutes he has to take some turn. Happened with me. So I know what happens. You're lost. You cannot reach anymore. So we are so much dependent, and we call ourselves independent. It's an independent country. You're depending on everything. So anyway, it's a nice purport by Srila Prabhupada. If you really look at the purport, he says sense enjoyment is the only thing, and he says available to lower animals also. Dog also has the same. Like Prabhupada once time said, what pleasure you get at home, the dog gets on the street. Place is different, but pleasure is same. And we got this human life for austerity, for starting inquiring, for discriminating between matter and spirit, and then ultimately use it to go back. And that's where Bhagavatam comes handy. So I think we'll stop here. I wanted to tell you some lazy jokes, but you know, it's okay. Some other time. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Shyama Madhvi Mataji, Sanjay Prabhu, Pooja Mataji, Manisha Mataji, Girish Prabhu, Soumya Mataji, and Swapna Mataji. Thank you so much.